making noise, talking about pro wrestling on the podcast. Big up boys, big money guys, we be throwing down the rhymes, keeping it live, representing the Lone Star State every damn time. We got Stone Cold Stunners and the Rocks, people's elbows, watching WrestleMania on our TVs, not the Soul Fries, fucking Royal Rumble.
Whoa, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Ring Rundown, round number 12. No, there we go. I was gonna do.
Is your brain not wanting to work correctly to your fingers? What's going on?
I've been up since 5 a.m., bro. So, and I went to bed probably about midnight. So I'm just like, ugh, today. I was in here like dusting and stuff like that. And after we get done here, I was supposed to do it already, but I'm gonna take this computer apart and clean it up. And I'm about to clean out my closet and put all my retro consoles in there and, you know, just reorganizing the room. But I was dusting late last night.
Oh, so you sound a little congested, man. Are you feeling
okay?
I
am. My allergies been kicking my ass this week.
Okay.
And the dust, I promise you didn't help.
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, breathing in all that dust isn't gonna help. And yeah, if it's good old summer allergies, you know, we all get them. I haven't had. Luckily, I've been okay and haven't had any issues this year. But normally,
I've been keeping Efren in my pocket every day this week, so I gotta be able to breathe. But I mean, it wasn't that dusty. It just, you know, electronics like to kick up dust. So
yeah. And I feel you that. Yeah,
I'm scared to look inside this PC right now. Actually,
probably got a whole dust bunny colony living up in there.
Yeah, I got canned air. I got a little vacuum and everything. I'm getting ready to go do surgery on this sucker.
Yeah, sometimes you got to. But yeah, no, I had a nice little pickup this morning. Went to Target because somebody in Facebook and one of the numerous Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle groups I'm in posted that our Lakeline area Target finally got in these Stump Ninja Turtle wrestling action figures, man. So this is a crossover with pro wrestling and TMNT. So I saw that Target up by us down on Lakeline finally got them in. So I booked it over there. Unfortunately, though, some douchebag went through and squeezed the top part of the boxes.
What an a-hole.
Big time, and gave him big old crease on the top. But I made friends with somebody who is lives out in Pflugerville. His name is David Thompson, and he said he has the NECA reps that he's friends with. He's got his phone number, and whenever he's about to go stock up that Target, he hits him up saying, "Hey, this is what we're getting in, and I'm about ready to go stock them." So we exchanged information, and he's supposed to hit me up when Pflugerville ever gets them, and then I'll return this one and get a nice, crisp, clean box. You know.
There you go. I remember like the best thing was BrickSeek, but now you have to pay for it. So I don't. That's how I got like my whole AEW collection I had was because of BrickSeek.
Yep, I use BrickSeek as well too. Haven't been on in a couple years, but yeah, that's what I used to use as well too.
And then like I started knowing the days when they were gonna stock them. It was like in my area, in like when I was in Raleigh, it was like Tuesday morning. Like had to get there. They would put one set out at a time on Tuesday mornings. They would say they'd have it in stock, but they would on Monday, but they wouldn't put it out till Tuesday morning.
Oh yeah, it would be done on the overnight stocking shift. That's how that works.
Exactly. So that I would be the first one, and I remember it was during COVID. Oh, the pandemic. So
COVID. It was the COVID pandemic.
YouTube doesn't like that word, but but whatever. It's not like we're that far up there anyway for them to strike us. So, yeah. And then like, so I had to wait outside while all the old people shop for an hour first. Then hoping that none of their
well, at least you know none of the old folks are
praying that none of their grandkids was like, hey, get me some AEW figs, you know. So then, as soon as I saw them walk out, I was going.
That is a smart technique to go. Like, Grandma, I know you're gonna be the first to go inside Walmart. Can you snatch me up these these wrestling figures. So
Yeah.
can't fault the kids for getting their hustle on, but
And then I would have had to made friends with the old dude that lived above me. But yeah, so but well, anything else going on? How's the fitness journey going?
still going good. Only down 0.2 pounds this past week, but it's a loss instead of a gain. So
That's something, bro.
just
Really,
got to get back on it, you know. So I'm
they
gonna
say the
start increase.
recommended amount per week is 2 pounds. So
Yeah, well, no, this was 0.2 pounds, not 2.2 pounds. This
oh,
was just
okay.
0.2 pounds.
Hey, sometimes,
But
bro,
I mean,
you may need to
but I
shock your
mean,
body.
well, I mean, don't forget though, there's been weeks where I've dropped like 3 to 4 pounds in a week. So I just see it as kind of making up for the weeks that I did have a good solid weight loss. So
Now
I
you
see it as kind
may
of,
at some point you're gonna have to shock your body. You
right.
have to
No,
do
no,
something very drastic and very different to kind of
mhm,
wake it up again because it'll get used to what you're doing and
your
kind of
body,
make
yeah,
it.
you need your body adapts to what you're doing. So you need to change things up a little bit. So that's why I'm going to start increasing my walk, start doing need to clear off the bed, working on laundry today as well too. So that's kind of piled up with laundry going on as well. So get that and start getting back into doing my DDP yoga. But anyways, enough health conscious, man. Let's get into our first topic here. Round number 1 on round 12 of the ring rundown. What do we got first up today, DK?
Some pretty stale news, man. Rich Swann was arrested and is going to rehab, and he has been effectively suspended by TNA.
I know he's had issues in the past because wasn't that one of his prime reasons why he was released from WWE back in 17 or 18, whenever it was that it happened?
I didn't hear that, but I know
Or wasn't it? It was
he got
different
into a fight with his
allegations, wasn't
girlfriend.
it? That's what it
He
was.
got into a fight with his girlfriend in a car. The dude has dealt with demons, you know what I'm saying? And he was supposed to leave wrestling altogether, but largely most people just kind of gave him another chance and kind of just
I
forgot
mean,
about it.
look at how many times they've given not Randy Orton, who am I talking about? Jeff Hardy a chance, and
I'm
even with who is it, Jay or Jimmy Uso? Which one of them's got has had a couple DUIs as well too.
But
So
his was a special circumstance because he actually hurt his girlfriend. So I'm not trying to say that you can't come back from that because I believe in forgiveness. Then till it becomes a trend,
competitive. Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? So I mean, people make mistakes and everything. I mean, at least he's going to get the help that he needs. We'll see how it goes after that. But I'm, you know, even though he has made mistakes in the past, I'm still going to root for the guy. I've always liked Rich Swann.
He's a talented wrestler. Don't get me
Oh,
wrong.
he's very entertaining. So I mean, I'm gonna hold my judgment as somebody who's dealt with addiction myself. I can't, you know what I'm saying, put down somebody that's also dealt with it. So, but yeah, I mean, I pray he gets the help he needs. We'll just have to see what the future holds for him. Hopefully he can beat this and not mess up again. Because I mean, we
Yeah.
don't want another Jeff Hardy on our hands.
I think Jeff Hardy is enough for Jeff Hardy. I mean,
Yeah, so yeah.
so okay, so once he's done in rehab, do you see TNA welcoming him back, or do you think they'll future endeavor him?
I'm guessing how he does, maybe like his recovery. Because they could have let him go now. You know what I'm saying? They could have dropped him now and released him for his contract, but they suspended him. So I'm guessing they'll give him another shot, in my opinion. That's just what I'm guessing.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I can see that. What about people listening? Do you think Rich Swann? Do you think he'll be future endeavored, or do you think he'll be welcomed back in TNA, but kind of on a shorter leash, so to say? Let us know. Sound off
Most
in the
likely a
comments
shorter
below.
leash, and most like you better be on your P's and Q's or you're done type deal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know what they dealt with, you know, back there. If he was hard to work with because of his addiction, I don't know. We don't know that much. So,
This
I
is just all
guess
we know is that he was arrested for DUI and is going into rehab and suspended from TNA wrestling. So, yeah, like DKZ said, it's just something we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully, his rehab stint goes well, and he is welcome back at TNA wrestling or wherever else.
But I hope he
I can pick him up.
gets. I hope he deals with his demons and he gets another shot. That's what I'm hoping. So
Battling demons is a constant fight, an everyday fight.
yeah. Oh, I know. So yeah. Well, our next bit of news. Young Bucks, are they really ruining AEW? Are they bad for AEW? Is it time? Because I've seen this question over on the interwebs. Is it time
Yeah,
for them to be released?
this question has popped up, and Ringside News has stated, has brought up this question on multiple different occasions. A lot more recently nowadays is, just pretty much like you said, DK. Are the Young Bucks, are they ruining AEW? I mean, obviously, we know the history between the Bucks and CM Punk. We know that they had a big major blowout fight that was supposed to have been resolved through a arbitrary mediation. Sorry, I had to pull a little
And
lawyer lingo out right
the
there.
key thing to that is they went to Punk. Punk didn't go to them. That's something you got to think about. I don't know if it has anything to do with that. I don't know if they're ruining. I don't think they are. It doesn't seem like they are. I know there's a lot going on with them right now, as in why they haven't been on TV, because they say, hey, apparently they got the Roman Reigns contract and they only have so many dates, and they're saying, well, Tony Khan don't want to pay us to be there, so we ain't gonna be there, which is understandable. But I mean, my opinion, it was a bad idea from jump when Tony Khan gave active roster, you know what I'm saying, active roster,
Ability to be able to run shows.
yeah, and to be executive vice presidents. That was a terrible idea, in my opinion.
I don't necessarily see it as a bad
Excuse
idea
me.
to do so. I could see the standpoint of wanting to have, veterans in the wrestling game be EVPs or VPs, whatever. You just need to make sure that you're able to differentiate, like, okay, like if you're going to be an active wrestler, then you need to actively wrestle or conduct yourselves this way. Don't let your creative plans influence what you want to do.
And I mean, that brings one of the biggest questions that people have with AEW. Is Tony Khan really in charge? Or are the inmates running the asylum, for a lack of a better term?
Yeah. I think with him bringing on Christopher Daniels, who is pretty much no longer wrestling with AEW, aside from possibly the occasional match here and there, I think having him as an authority figure to kind of counterbalance the Young Bucks' EVP's storyline, I think that's good way to kind of help keep them in balance or in check, or so to say.
I wish they would just listen to our idea and make a call to the good old Canada and get Scott D'Amore in there. 'Cause I'm telling you, that would breathe. Oh, that would do so much good for it. That can only do good for AEW. But I mean, it's not like Scott D'Amore needs it. He doesn't need it. The dude has money. He owns property
he
development
did
company.
he did an interview not too long ago.
Chris Van Vliet. I listened to the whole thing.
Yeah, was it with Chris Van Vliet?
I don't know. I just listened to the 2 hour with Chris Van Vliet, and it was a great interview.
Well, I mean, he praised the partnership that AEW had with TNA and was like, that helped. So he's okay. He's like Kenny Omega when he was the Impact World Champion, bringing him in along as well as him being AEW World Champion helped us with our ratings so much. He's like that. I think that partnership was a tremendous deal for both parties, and I gotta agree with him with that. I mean, hopefully maybe with his with Scott D'Amore's new Maple Leaf Wrestling promotion. Maybe him and Tony Khan could work out another joint venture project. You know,
I want to say, but he got Maple Leaf Wrestling, and from what I'm hearing, it's going to be great. They have a lot of good talent on there.
I think they announced like Josh Alexander's going to be part of
Yeah.
it. There's a
couple
few
of
others.
Japanese wrestlers, couple of AEW wrestlers.
Konosuke Takeshita is going to be a part of it.
Yeah. There was a bunch.
Josh Alexander. Yeah, there was some others, but
there was some big names in there from multiple different companies. So
Jordan Grace is going to be a part of it, I believe, as well.
So I'm interested. I'm definitely gonna check that out on Triller. He has a partnership with Triller, so
So let me ask you this question: if the Bucks were to leave AEW, do you think AEW survives?
I want to say yes. I want to say. I mean, they're not there very much anyway. So I mean, and that's not speaking ill of the Bucks, but like,
no, a lot of people were upset with the Bucks after that whole Punk Bucks fiasco when that went down.
And I refuse to believe Punk didn't have a lot to do with it himself.
He had plenty to do with it. Both parties had plenty to do with it.
I think they should have never and then the thing that gets me is Punk tried to work it out with him later, and they were like, no. From what he says now, this is his account. Their biggest thing, they should have never ran up on his locker room. They should have.
It seems like both parties' stories have changed. You know
that, yeah.
It's the proverbial snake eating its own tail.
Well, then I've actually heard that the Bucks said they went over there to talk to him, and he threw the first punch. So I don't know. Maybe they shouldn't have ran up there. Maybe they should have texted him and been like, "Hey, let's meet up and talk this out." You know, I mean, I don't know, but we'll never know probably what happened in that dressing room. So, hopefully one day we'll find maybe them getting let go from AEW. That'll bring, that'll bring out if there is footage, which I heard there is.
I'm sure there's footage of every area backstage. So
I hear that maybe that'll be the catalyst to bring out the footage and the real story. Like I don't know. Now, do you think they would go to Hunter Hearst Helmsley land, or? I mean, I don't. Well, Punk's over there, so I don't know.
No.
No.
Nope. If anything, they would go back to TNA wrestling.
Oh, so we see the return of Generation Me. The return of Generation Me. We need to get what's her name in there? Crap, to be their manager. Oh girl, you remember Widow's Peak?
Oh, Victoria.
Get Victoria there to manage him again. Oh god, oh god. But I mean, I don't know if they're ruining it. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people seem to think that they are.
People listen. What do you think? Do you think the Bucks are ruining AEW? Do you think they're helping any? Do you think AEW would survive if the Young Bucks left and were no longer part of the company?
Sound off
in the comments below. Yeah.
All right.
What do we got next?
Sticking with AEW, Ricochet, a big name, joining the AEW. He is All Elite.
Yes. According to Fightful Select, he has signed a multi-year deal with AEW. So now the question is, who do we see him go up against first? I believe Will Ospreay did a live stream. May have been this morning.
He already called him out. He already called him out.
Yep, and called him out and said, "Show these
in a
people
respectful
who you
way
are,
too."
bro. Yeah, no, it was extremely respectful. Will Ospreay has always been truly respectful of Ricochet, which is amazing to see.
Well, I mean, I couldn't think of a better fit, like a company more tailor-made for Ricochet. So I'm definitely interested. I would like to see him and Darby Allin. I think that'd be a
That would
great
be
match.
interesting. Him and Jack Perry.
Jack
him
Perry.
and who else? Maybe a Ross Von Erich
Yeah,
in the singles match.
That would be awesome.
Maybe Ricochet versus Nick Wayne.
That would be a spectacle right there. That'd be like watching a video game. Like
Or Ricochet versus Sammy Guevara.
I've seen it. They tore the house down. Yeah, I've seen it.
Let me guess. The Wrestle Circus.
Oh yeah.
Event.
We'll talk a lot about that later, boy. But but yeah, I saw the match. Sammy went up to the Raptors. Not even like there wasn't no second level. He climbed like the pole up the Raptors.
The scaling.
I wish I should have prepared the video. Like, because I've seen like the stuff that actually holds up the roof. He climbed up and did a moonsault onto Ricochet into the crowd. I had a video of it. I wish I could have prepared it and showed it on here. But yeah, it was an awesome match. Now, there has been like, I don't know if it's changed, but I know like for a shoot, him and Sammy never really liked each other. They didn't get along very well. They both took little pot shots at each other in interviews. But I mean, they're probably well over that by now.
It's possible, but it would definitely be interesting to see if they pick up that rivalry from where they left off. Now, so let me ask you this: when Ricochet does debut, does he keep the name Ricochet, or does he go back to or does he debut with a different name?
He's always been Ricochet. He's going to be Ricochet. No, he was Prince Puma for a little bit there.
Exactly. Do we see him bring back the Prince Puma gimmick?
No way in hell. No way. I don't think he liked that. No way in hell. No. He's going to be Ricochet.
So when he was Prince Puma in Lucha Underground, obviously he wore a mask. This is my theory on it. So obviously Rey Mysterio, who we all know well, when he was in WCW, he wrestled in the mask. He lost a match where his mask was on the line, and I felt after he got rid of the mask, his confidence level increased tremendously in WCW, whether it was just as a singles competitor when he was in the Filthy Animals faction with Kidman, Conan, and Eddie. Was it Eddie? No, Kidman, Conan, Ray, and it was someone else. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
I know the Filthy Animals. Oh, Disco Inferno.
I don't think it was Disco.
No.
May have been Juice, Juventud.
Maybe.
I can't remember that last member. But like I said, I know Conan. I know it was Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio. But anyways, yeah, no, I felt the same way with Ricochet when he ditched the mask as Prince Puma and started wrestling as Ricochet.
But I mean, now I'm gonna tell you like this: he only wore that mask and was Prince Puma in Lucha Underground. He was still doing indies without that mask as Ricochet the whole time. So,
yeah, no,
I think that character's gone. Like
you think the Prince Puma character's gone?
Done,
you think that was just
that was Lucha Underground? That was their whole thing to give. I mean, we saw Strickland as Killshot. After Lucha Underground, we never saw Killshot again, and we're never gonna see Killshot again. That was just their own little universe right there. So I don't.
Okay. It was just a thought. I'm trying to throw different thoughts and ideas
I see where your head's at, but he's gonna be Ricochet. I see where your head's at, but he's gonna be Ricochet. And hey, if I'm wrong, I will eat my own sock. But
okay, I'll hold you to that. All right, YouTube people of YouTube, everyone watching. If Ricochet returns or anything related,
I'll lick
Prince
the sock
Puma,
because I don't want to eat the whole sock because I'll end up dying.
Nope, you got to eat your sock.
I have to cook it at least.
Cook it. Put some of that Louisiana hot sauce on it. Do whatever. Put it in a gumbo or boudin or whatever, man.
Boudin. Booty.
Boudin. I'm not from the Louisiana, fool. So.
Yeah, you're from way away. But
I'm from Cali, West Coast, baby.
oh yeah, I'm from the dirty South. But yeah, I don't like. I would be very surprised, and I know that. I think he owns the name Ricochet. I don't think the WWE owns it. So, like,
Well, if that's the case, then he followed the Gangrel aspect and got his name trademarked and copywritten, so he could take that name wherever he goes.
Ryback did the same thing. Well, Ryback did it differently. He actually changed his real name to Ryback.
Did he?
Yeah, that's how he did his. He actually changed his name to Ryback, so they can't say, because it's his legal name now, they can't say he can't use it. So
Yeah. Well, who was it? Diamond Dallas Page legally changed his name to Dallas Page. So
yeah, so there's ways around it, but yeah, he's gonna be Ricochet. All right. Next up, we got Hulk Hogan had some words about Kamala Harris, the vice president.
Yeah, so this was actually at an event he was hosting in Ohio. He's doing a tour for his Real American beer because apparently all the American made beers here in America aren't American. So he opted to go off into a little bit of a political rant asking, should I body slam Kamala Harris? That could kind of be taken as one of two ways. Either A, as physically assaulting Kamala Harris, or B, as in, oh, should I body slam her in this speech or policy, whatever, whatever. You could take it into consideration of that. Now, where the racism part comes into play, and a lot of people are going to say, well, that's not necessarily inherently racist, but he started questioning her heritage, her actual race, and questioned if she was legitimately Indian and did the old white racist stereotype. How? That just shows the man's ignorance, because one,
That's Native Americans.
Exactly. That is indigenous America or Native Americans. How? And then again, that was created by white supremacists to be able to identify them.
Well, I think what
during that
happened
time
was the settlers came here and they thought the Americas were India, so they called the Native Americans Indians because they thought they were Indians, because they thought they landed at India or something like that.
Well,
and it just
regardless,
stayed.
either way, it was still obviously, now as we've come into current, civilization and current surroundings that we're in now, again, that is extremely frowned upon, doing that. How the Redskins, the Blackhawks, stuff like that, a lot of those names have been changed just because of the stereotypical racism associated with people of that nation. And then, of course, no, he goes and blames, no, I'm not racist. It's just the beers got to me. No, I'm sorry. You already showed your racism once in that leaked sex tape video you had with Bubba the Love Sponge.
Somebody had to watch that whole thing to see that.
And that was him. That was Bubba the Love Sponge that sat there and watched it and probably had some happy time fun with it. Yeah. And in that video, he said he didn't want his daughter, Brooke, dating a ninja.
Not cool.
A ninja.
Well, about the body slam thing, I don't. I mean, it's no secret. I don't really support Kamala Harris, but you should not say that or even joke about that about elected official or somebody that could be our next president.
Again, this was this was one of the biggest years of political violence to happen.
Yeah,
as we know, unfortunately, the former president was shot at.
So it's not something you should joke about right now, for sure.
No, there's definitely political violence. And then, of course, you had the people on the right saying, don't joke about this, don't joke about this. However,
and you got an idiot joking about it.
We're kind of getting a little into the political aspect. However, these are also the same people who were making jokes about Nancy Pelosi's wife, who was viciously attacked by a right-wing supporter. All they did was crack jokes and make fun and make accusations saying that he was his estranged gay lover who was coming back and had a dispute that gone wrong. All you heard all over the media were jokes made about.
I felt bad for the guy. He got hit with a hammer. I felt bad. I was like, that was horrible.
The guy who broke into their house was there to kill Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, not kill, but K-word Nancy Pelosi. And unfortunately, her husband.
You would say delete her. Delete her. That's the word.
Delete her.
Yeah,
okay. To unalive.
Unalive. There we go. That's
delete.
It.
Delete.
Unalive.
Delete.
It's delete or unalive. One of the two.
Delete or unalive. So we'll take that K word out. So then again, you just had nothing but jokes and harassment coming from right-wing politics about that, and then yet, unfortunately, with the unaliving attempt on WWE Hall of Famer Mr. Orange, that's what I'm going to call him. You had people,
Donald J. Trump.
You had members obviously joking about what happened, and then of course all you hear is nothing but outrage from people on the right and saying, how dare you joke about this? So you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Well, I'm one of these guys. I believe everything can be joked about in the right way, in
the right area, yes. But unfortunately, when it comes to any sort of word or verbiage of political violence, it's uncalled for.
Especially with the temperature, how things are right now, it's not a smart thing to do to even joke about it. So, and I mean, he's probably just needs to shut his mouth. I mean, he's getting a little old and crazy, and so probably he just needs to stay out of the stuff, and promote your beer and just leave it at that,
Yeah. So, like I said, his excuse of no, it was the beer. Do you know why beer is called liquid truth?
I've told some people some things that I really meant on beer many a times,
Exactly.
And I felt shitty about it after.
That's why you say you don't ever tell anybody anything when you're drunk or when you're angry, because then your true feelings actually do come out on how you feel about or about that person that you're talking about, or if you're talking to somebody about somebody else.
It happens. I can tell you the truth how you actually feel, because I've woken up with exes texting me and everything. Stuff I told them.
So you can't, so this whole, it was the beers, I'm not really racist. No, I don't buy that BS excuse apology for a second at all.
Probably
you said what was in your heart. And unfortunately, the thing that brought it out to you was the fact that you had one too many beers.
Well, I think he just needs to shut up and promote the beer. And that be that. So,
next subject.
Alrighty. Well, some positive or negative news, depending on the eye of the beholder. I'm kind of neutral with it. So, Paige may end up in the World Wrestling Entertainment once again.
So obviously her run after she dropped the AEW Women's Championship hasn't been the greatest. However, prior to her leaving or being released from WWE, she was advised that the door for her is always open. I do know that her and AEW are still in contract negotiations. It's possible she may sign an extension while they continue to figure things out. If not, it is a high possibility that she may go back to the WWE universe and claim I'm home again or I'm back.
No, you got it all wrong. This is my house. That's what she's gonna claim.
Either way, she'll do the same thing like what other wrestlers had done when they've jumped ship back to WWE. I'm home. I'm home. I'm home. You were saying that when you debuted at the other company. So which home is your home? So
The thing is, though, didn't she leave WWE because their doctors wouldn't clear her for in-ring action or something like that? I think that was the big thing.
at the time, she was not being cleared, but wasn't she one of the outspoken people when it came to WWE trying to take a third of their profits from outside social media companies such as Twitch?
There was that too. Yeah, that was a big because she had a big presence on Twitch and she still does.
So did Zelina Vega.
Yeah,
That's why she left, and then
so did AJ Styles. But he didn't leave. He had a goodbye show on his Twitch channel and he shut it down.
See, I'm sorry. If you're not going to pay your wrestlers as actual employees and you're going to keep them as independent contractors, therefore they are no longer truly your employee.
Now
they have every right they want to go outside and get and make funds from a third party vendor.
Now I can understand them not going competing like an indie show, but like, what's the harm of them? You know what I'm saying? On Twitch, which I don't think it's that big of a deal anymore since Hunter took over. And I think AJ Styles did make his return to Twitch. You might want to fact check me on that. I'm not sure. I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did, and a lot of other ones did too. So I don't think it's as big of a deal. So that could be another thing why she ends up back. But yeah, so I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. I like Saraya. I'm just not the biggest fan of her, and it's not for no particular reason. She just never interests me. I don't know. I think there's a lot better female talent out there, and I don't know. So, but I mean,
don't forget, she's one of the miracle stories who came back from a career-ending neck injury.
Yeah, that is cool. I was into her when she was in NXT. But after that, I don't know. She never kept my attention for long, and it's just there's some people like that. But I mean, would it be cool to see her back? Maybe. Would it be cool to see her stay in AEW? Yeah. I don't have no opinion really.
Yeah, and for those that know, do you think should Saraya return to WWE as Paige? Do you think we could see an on-screen reunion between her and Xavier Woods?
Oh, he went there. He went there. Wow. Yeah, they might bring back old what's his name?
Brad Maddox.
Brad Maddox to welcome her back. Oh man,
but I know she's dating
Ronnie Radke.
She's dating some musician.
Ronnie Radke.
Is that who it is from
First to Last?
Is that who?
Well, that was his original
Rancid,
band. That was his original band. I forgot what band he's in now.
I thought it was Rancid. Or no, I'm thinking of something.
Rancid's old, dude. She would be with like a 60-something-year-old man if she was with a guy from Rancid.
Who was it? So who was it that did Ruby Soho's Ruby Soho?
No, it's not them. I know before she was with Ronnie Radke, she was with the bass player from Attila. I know that for sure.
I remember that because Jay had mentioned something thinking
that Saraya show in San Antonio. She was at that show. She was in the backstage at that show.
Was she?
For that Slam Fest or whatever.
Tour?
Yeah, with Attila, she was backstage at that San Antonio show. So
yeah, no, like I said, I remember Jay thanking her for getting them seats to to a WWE show when they were in Detroit. So
Falling in Reverse is his band right now. Falling in Reverse.
Okay.
But
yeah, everybody sound off in the comments. Do you want to see Saraya return to WWE as Paige? Do you want to keep her in AEW with a better run, possibly as a 2-time women's champion? Let us know in the comments below, man. Like, we're trying to get more engagement with y'all, and we can only do that with your input. Otherwise we're just going to be sitting here talking to ourselves. And
We will answer every comment, one of the two of us. Now, next up, this one I'm not familiar with. I didn't know about, but apparently there's some stuff with WWE and Fanatics. Like, can you school me on this?
So so WWE and Fanatics, it was Fanatics Fest just this past weekend. I want to say it was in New York or something like that, but people waiting in line hours upon hours to get Cody Rhodes' autograph, and apparently there was lots of miscommunication. The event was poorly planned. That apparently meet and greets and photo opportunities were rescheduled to earlier in the day, and people that bought those tickets for those parts were not notified about it until essentially an hour after the event had started. People waiting in line for Cody Rhodes said that they abruptly had to take him off. Apparently he had to get to a live event, a house show in the area, and they didn't even bother to let anybody stand in line know until they got up to that area, or even after Cody Rhodes had already left. So
That's cold.
There was lots and lots of issues. Just people
Now,
standing in line waiting.
See, if I were Cody, I would make that up. You know
Oh
what
yeah,
I'm saying?
a lot of people were upset at Cody Rhodes for doing that, and
I would make that up.
and people were like, and I get people's frustrations because you're standing waiting in line
And
for
people
hours upon hours to get that
to meet Cody.
paid money, and then the event coordinators just go and pull them away and don't even mention anything. A lot of people are getting mad at Cody for they felt like abandoning them and leaving them high and dry, but their anger was misplaced because it was a Fanatics event, granted in conjunction with WWE. They were still highly upset with Cody Rhodes. And
If I were Cody, even though it was not most likely not his fault, just to kind of save face and just to kind of, you know what I'm saying, make it up. Just I know he's this kind of guy, so I would definitely probably do a meet and greet for everybody that had tickets. You know what I'm saying?
or find out from Fanatics themselves, from Fanatics Fest, be like, okay, I need I need to find out who all was in my line waiting to meet me, and then like if they're in the area, like have Cody, give him like a VIP meet and greet or whatever for him, or anybody else. And
Maybe
I
next
think,
time the WWE rolls through,
yeah, something like that. I believe there is video footage of a fan trying to get Rhea Ripley's attention, and Rhea saw her and she stopped the handlers from taking her wherever it was that they were taking her to. She stopped and she gave the girl like the biggest hug. The girl was crying. She's like, she was like, how
I
you
love
say,
hearing stuff like that.
Rhea Ripley, like Rhea Ripley's #1 fan or whatever, something like that. But this girl was like just loves Rhea Ripley, and she just embraced her, and just little girl was crying. She was so happy and everything.
You
like
wouldn't have
that.
seen CM Punk do that, but you wouldn't have seen. Sorry, I had to get that in there.
Unless he returns to a big standing ovation and you got people in the crowd crying, and then for safe face of the company, then he'll kind of reach out to do that, because that's exactly what happened when he debuted in AEW.
That's gonna be more about this later, but that's gonna be another topic for a different show.
So like I said, WWE, Fanatics, Cody Rhodes, I can understand the frustration and backlash going against Fanatics. WWE, I could kind of see as well too, but not Cody Rhodes. Like he was just told, hey, you got to be here at this time. You're going to be doing this thing for this many hours, and then we got to pull you or unexpectedly he got pulled. I believe that's what it was. He got pulled unexpectedly because they had to take him off to go do something else. So
I would, if
Cody
I were
Rhodes, Cody
make it
Rhodes,
up.
Brandy Rhodes, they don't deserve any of the hate. A lot of the backlash needs to go against Fanatics and partial WWE for their poor planning on
For the double booking.
Yeah, for the double booking and not making sure everybody could get through the line in time. So that's
on
my
them.
that's my 2 cents about it. But
But
anyways,
if I were Cody, I would definitely find a way to make it up. I would take it upon
definitely.
myself, and I know he's that type of guy that would do so. Next up, sticking with the world of the World Wrestling Entertainment, we have War Games. The original Bloodline versus Bloodline 2.0 and NXT War Games.
Yeah, so obviously this is going to be isn't this a Survivor Series thing that they've started doing now? Like they've started actually having War Games at Survivor Series.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
not even
that's
an
where it was.
NXT anything anymore. I think it is,
Yeah.
Survivor
Yeah,
Series.
it's
It
ju-
used
yeah,
to
it's
be an
just
exclusive NXT thing, but it's not anymore.
Yeah, definitely. But I believe it was last year when they had Bloodline versus Rhodes, Orton, Rollins, and
Kevin Owens?
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
And
Against the Bloodline, original Bloodline. But now it's looking like our NXT War Games for this year at Survivor Series is going to be OG Bloodline versus Bloodline 2.0. Now, the only question that people are having is it going to be 4-on-4 or is it going to be 5-on-5?
I know Hikuleo still are out there somewhere. He's apparently scooped up by WWE, but is he going to be with the old guard or the new guard? We know The Rock is not returning for this.
Isn't there still one more Bloodline member, like another NOIE family member, like a Fatu or something like that, that's still like waiting to be picked up by WWE?
Zilla,
Was it Zilla?
Zilla Fatu. There's so many of them. You got Sean Valuta out there. He was signed at 205 Live. Sean Valuta. You got Hikuleo's out there. Apparently he's signed. He's like the NOIE giant. Dude's like almost 7 foot tall. You have the welterweight NOIE family member, which is Hikuleo. No, is Sean Valuta. You got but I don't think Zilla is ready. He's still at Reality of Wrestling training. So he was sent down there so I don't think he's ready for prime time yet. So I don't know. Maybe Sean Valuta? I don't know. I don't even know what his whereabouts are right now.
Yeah. So
I'll tell you what they could do. They could bring back Bad Luck Fale in there to handle business.
So yeah, that's pretty much the only question remaining. Is it going to be 4-on-4 or is it going to be 5-on-5? So
I think it's going to be 4-on-4, and I think either we're going to see Hikuleo in there with the original, or we're going to see Sami Zayn in there with the originals, or we're going to see Cody Rhodes in there with the originals.
I think it's going to be Sami Zayn. So I'm thinking if it is 4-on-4, I'm thinking it's going to be Roman, the Usos, and honorary member Sami Zayn versus Solo, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu.
So yeah, I think that's pretty much a safe bet. It's going to be Sami Zayn. They're going to be the fourth member.
And I'm thinking at the end of that match, or even during that match, we may get a debut of a new Bloodline member. Could it be Bloodline 2.0 or OG Bloodline? So I think we'll have a debut.
Yeah, he's signed. He's signed. They just, I guess they're waiting for the right time. Kind of like how Jacob Fatu was signed a long time ago, and they kind of kept him, waiting in the wings for a little bit there for the perfect time for him to come out. So we'll have to see, man. There's so many of them freaking NOIE family, bro. It's like I find out about a new one every day. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun match though, either way. So.
What do we got next?
Up, sticking with WWE, we have Joe Hendry is now the new #1 contender for the NXT title, and he's not even from NXT.
Nope, he won the NXT Casino Battle Royal.
Oh, we'd never see this.
#1 contender, something. But yes, Joe Hendry. Believe in Joe Hendry. and or you say his name and he appears, and he has appeared to be your new NXT #1 contender to take on Ethan Page for the NXT title.
Do you think he's gonna win? I don't think he's gonna win. I think he's still his big thing is winning the TNA championship right now. So I think that's gonna be
he's going to definitely give Ethan Page a run for his money in that match, but ultimately Ethan Page will pick up the victory in that match. And this could propel Joe, like if Joe Hendry puts on a great showing in this NXT championship match, this could propel him to the NXT, or not the NXT title, but the TNA world title.
I see no way in hell WWE letting another person from another company hold one of their title belts.
No, that's why do you think Jordan Grace lost to Roxana Perez at NXT Battleground, whatever, the one that was in Vegas.
And vice versa. I don't see that happen vice versa either. So, but it'll still be a great match to see. And I'm interested. And this is not the first time they've locked horns. They've locked horns in TNA before. But
I do think it would be great cross promotion should a TNA wrestler pick up a WWE NXT title and then defends it over on TNA. I think,
but they'd have to do like an even swap. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody from NXT hold the TNA title, somebody from TNA hold the NXT title.
It doesn't even have to be there. It doesn't even have to be the main title. It could be a tag team title. It could be the North American title. It could be an X Division champion. It could be even a TNA tag team champion.
Well, we're talking about the forbidden door being broken off the hinges at that point. Like there's no door there no more. Matter of fact, they probably knocked down the wall around the door. So, right. But I'm here for it. I love it. This is something I always wanted to see, and there's no reason why they shouldn't.
Right? Was it an open floor plan? They'd have to break down some walls to create that open, flowing floor plan of TNA walking into WWE and vice versa. So,
is Josh Alexander still with TNA?
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see Josh Alexander in an NXT ring.
He is a heel now, so
I would love to see Josh Alexander, Moose, all of them. Wait, didn't we hear something about the guns? Motor City Machine Guns?
Yeah, they're WWE bound, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, because Alex Shelley was actually in NXT. I didn't know this till like recently. He was there for a cup of coffee. Pretty much, and he was. I think he was a trainer for a little bit over there. It wasn't long, but Joe Hendry.
I remember when Alex Shelley debuted in TNA wrestling. He was
paparazzi.
He was paparazzi cameraman for Jeff Jarrett to get Sting back into TNA wrestling.
But switching back to Joe Hendry,
this just goes
to show you. I wish I would have prepared something like our screen would have just got taken over with a big picture of Joe Hendry. But this just goes to show you that with enough talent, you cannot be denied. You can bust down any wall with enough talent. So,
well, it's not even talent. It's the fact that you're able to get over organically with the fans. The fans are where it's at. If you could get over with them, then
you can't be ignored.
The fans are going to help push you, and then no, exactly like you said, you cannot be ignored. I mean, and that's what I know I'm not going to say the name, but he who shall not be named. That's one thing that he hated was if he didn't create you, if you got over organically with the fans, he didn't want to have anything to do with you.
Case in point, the spiritual of the masses. What was his name? You know how I'm talking about. The intellectual savior of the masses.
Savior of the masses. Yeah. I can't think of his name either.
He was so over, and they still didn't do. They still released him.
That striker?
No. Damian Sandow.
No, yeah, Damien Sandow.
He was
and
so
then
over, and they still let him go.
No. When he went over, it was when he was Ms. Dow.
Yeah,
That's when he got over, because everybody, and even I was a big Ms. Dow fan. You know.
yeah, and he got so over, and they just didn't do nothing with it.
No, they screwed him over so big, and if you're not a product of the He Who Shall Not Be Named machine, if you get over organically with the fans, you're like looked at as an outsider.
Stale.
RVD was like one of the best prime examples. RVD was so organically over with the fans that you couldn't deny him finally winning the WWE title and the ECW title. Unfortunately, his arrest and possession of some THC products.
Oh, so horrible.
Yeah, when you have other wrestlers shooting up on roids every other day to build more muscle mass. Yeah.
But yeah, but I'm out because I've been watching Joe Hendry since WCPW. Like, I think he was wrestling over there and still working at a call center. And yeah, so I always thought it was so awesome how he would come out singing his own and singing beautifully his own entrance music. I always thought that was great. The dude's gifted, man. So switching up.
Yeah. So, but
time for just
we've that's where I was going to go. Talking of indie shows and pro shows, this is going to break into our topic of discussion this week was pro wrestling versus indie wrestling. Which is better? Which do you like more?
You know what I'm gonna say? Indie wrestling's where it's at. I've been to WrestleMania. I've been to Hell in a Cell. I've been to big pay-per-views, Raw tapings, SmackDown tapings, WWE live events, TNA live. Well, that was kind of more indie. Freaking AEW. I've been to AEW like tapings, Dynamite tapings. And I'll tell you this, I had fun, but I never had as much fun as what I did at indie shows.
Indie shows are where it's at. Indie shows, you get more crowd interaction with the people sitting next to you, the wrestlers in the ring as well, and you just get to laugh, have fun, enjoy yourself. You don't have to worry about security looking over your shoulder if you're recording, or because the big things at WWE events is you can't record live things from your phone because they don't want it to go live stream online. They want to be able to take more of your money by buying their pay-per-views or buying their subscription services. So
indie shows, they want you to have that phone out.
They want you to be recording anything, everything, blasted online. Indie shows do not care at all because they figure the more exposure you bring them, the bigger the product they're gonna be able to give you.
And especially like in the Texas indie scene, I've seen some of the biggest stars before they were stars. Ricochet, Sammy Guevara. Let's see who else. There's many more. Cody when he was on his sabbatical.
Did you say Osprey?
Osprey. I've seen Osprey. Swerve Strickland. Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, Tama Tonga, the Gorillas of Destiny. Rich Swann. Let's see. The Who's Who. Pretty much the whole Undisputed era. I seen them in little bitty indie shows, and I was awestruck. I saw one of the greatest matches I've ever seen at an indie show. It was when OI4K, Ohio is for Killers, took on Swerve Strickland. What's that other guy's name? Oh, the little guy.
Swoggle?
No, not that little. Oh, I had his name. I remembered it earlier. It was Swerve Strickland, and he had two other guys with him. He just resigned with WWE. I mean, with AEW. He was in WWE as Bobby Lashley's manager for a little bit.
Leo Rush?
Leo Rush. I saw it was Leo Rush and one other guy that I'm totally blanking on. I tried to go look up the video again, but it's been pulled down from YouTube. So yeah, and you can see me like sitting in front row for the whole time. A much bigger me. And one of the greatest matches I've ever seen. I got to see Sammy Guevara versus Ricochet. They tore the house down almost literally.
The one that you're telling about?
Yeah,
where
almost.
Sammy climbed the rafters.
Yeah, and he did a moonsault into the crowd onto Ricochet. I got to see some of the greatest female talent, Shotzi, at Sabotage Wrestling, right there at the Come and Take It Live. Who else? There was more there that are now in big companies. Thunder Rosa. I've seen Thunder Rosa.
Bishop Khan.
Yeah. Who else? Yeah, just the who's who I got to see out on the indies. And you could just walk outside and talk to them and shake their hands.
They were out there, mingling with the fans, taking pictures, trying to sell their
It's not like
t-shirt.
that with the WWE. You gotta pay just to say hi. Like, I've got to see the Bucks, Kenny Omega, just walk up, say hi. The Green Arrow, what's his name?
Stephen Amell.
I remember just walking past him in the crowd at an indie show and being like, dude, if the Green Arrow ever gets canceled, this could totally be your future, because he tore the house down at an indie show. It's just a different experience, it doesn't feel quite as corporate as, and not to get me wrong, because I do love of what I'm saying, going to WWE and AEW shows. Those are great, but it's just nowhere near the same feeling. I finally convinced my little nephew to go to an indie show, and he was like, "Oh, it's gonna be stupid. It ain't WWE. It ain't WWE."
Indie shows are where it's at.
And these wrestlers, they were, they were very much like, this was in the middle of nowhere, Louisiana, so they were very off the radar. Not speaking ill, they did an amazing show. He had the greatest time of his life. When he met the wrestlers after the show, it was like he was meeting, Brock Lesnar. Like he was treating them like he just met royalty. Like after the show was done.
Me and a buddy of mine named Van, we would go to the indie shows when I lived back out in California, and we were hanging out or whatever. We would go to those APW shows when they hit through Bakersfield, and we would go. We would and just have the greatest time. He and I would do our good old handsome Harley Guido, and Diamond Donovan Douglas 3D Stranglemania commentary while we were watching the matches. We were just cracking up, laughing, having a good time. We had people sitting around us that were laughing, cracking up, having a good time. The indie shows are where it's at. Those are where you're going to see your favorite wrestlers, and those are going to be the ones who are going to be your future WWE, AEW, NWA, TNA, your MLWs, your CMLLs, your AAA, your New Japan. Those are where you're going to see those promotions' future champions, is by going to an indie show.
I got to see Tony Nese literally the day before he flew out to Florida to wrestle on WWE Raw, and got signed by the WWE. I saw him the day before at an indie show. Same with Adam Cole. Saw him at an indie show with Britt Baker. They were both there. I have a picture with both of them. And literally the next week, Adam Cole was debuting on NXT, and I just walked up to him and just took a picture with him. The next week he was on NXT. Like,
Yeah, so definitely anybody in any area wherever you're watching this, go to an indie show. You're gonna have some of the best fun in your entire life. If you love pro wrestling, indie shows are where it's at. In my opinion, indie shows take top tier
one more
over
story.
pro shows.
Just like I told the story before on a previous episode. D Malachi. He's in NXT. What's his name in NXT now?
Oh,
Ah, crap. He's in NXT. Jay Malachi. Javon Evans. Like I said,
okay.
I was out in the middle of nowhere in North Carolina. Me and my wife were just exploring North Carolina over the weekend. I'm talking out in the middle of nowhere in a like a strip mall in a little bitty town, hillbilly town. And I saw Javon Evans wrestling at that show was the best part. I was like, man, he could be something if he ever gets out of here. Look at him now. He just challenged for the NXT title. Like, it's crazy to see, you know what I'm saying, somebody on their way up. He was at a
I
little
remember
show.
seeing who was it? Crazy Mary Dotson, also now known as Valhalla. You know, Sarah from
I
the
saw her
Right
over there at the
Squad.
Mohawk right there in
Yeah,
Austin.
exactly. Yep. She was, I believe, she was
A
fighting
little
her
dive
husband.
bar.
Yeah. Mohawk is a big old dive bar in downtown Austin. Yep. I think that was her last indie show before she had just gotten signed to WWE because who was it? Laney Luck, who
Whatever happened to
who was
Lady
on
Luck?
she still does indie shows. She was
I
on
think she had
AEW.
moved or something.
Yeah, I think she's in Missouri or something like that now.
Oh.
But she's been on AEW TV. Collision, I believe, was the last time I had actually seen her on TV. But I believe she'd done stuff with TNA wrestling as well too. But seeing her, Crazy Mary Dobson, or Valhalla, her husband Eric Rowe.
At an indie show, I saw him versus Sammy Guevara. Amazing match in a bingo hall.
Ricky Starks, seen him indie shows before.
Seen him many.
He had a couple dark matches on WWE, after SmackDown finished taping or before SmackDown, something like that. So indie shows are definitely where it's at. Again, my opinion, indie shows top tier over your big promotions.
But let us know what y'all think. Sound off in the comments. Indie or mainstream wrestling? All right, our last bit of news. We have our predictions for AEW All In, which is going to be tomorrow night.
Tomorrow.
I thought it was tonight.
Actually, no. It is tomorrow afternoon. It starts at
UK.
12 o'clock for us because they are 6 hours ahead of us. So for all you East Coast fans, that will be 1 o'clock Eastern time, 12 o'clock for us, 11 o'clock for the Central Mountain time, and 10 o'clock a.m. for our West Coast people. And I believe 9 a.m.
I don't know what I was thinking, but I was hoping it was tonight. I thought it was tonight.
Nope.
That was actually part of my plans for tonight. After this was to go sit down and watch it. But
nope, it is tomorrow, and I believe that's going to be 9 a.m. for our Samoan family out in Hawaii.
9 a.m. in Hawaii?
Mm-hmm. Believe so, because they're an hour behind everybody on the West Coast.
I was kind of messed up how the UFC did the London fans, though. That's a different story, but yeah, they made them go at like 5 a.m. to the fight. They started their show at 5 a.m. so it could be prime time here in the States. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, that sucks. Well, what is it when Twisted did their net fest from the couch or whatever it was, internet fest from the couch, where it was like in the month of April, I believe, during the first 2 months of the pandemic. Teresa had a friend who lives over there in the UK. He was up till like 5 o'clock in the morning watching that. So
Wow.
yeah.
And I was like, I used to be a big fan of NJPW, and I'd watch their pay-per-views. It'd be like 3 a.m. over here when it'd come on. And I used to stay up and try. I'd be struggling, but I mean, you know, it is
So
what it is. I think it's
yeah.
reasonable tomorrow noon. That's reasonable.
Yeah, no, definitely reasonable. So my prediction, Bryan Danielson wins. I don't think he's gonna hold it for very long. They'll probably keep him as protected as possible. They'll probably, I don't want to use this term, but they'll probably have him as a transitional champion where he only holds the title for a set number of days or months, and then he'll drop it before the end of the year. So he could, if he does actually need neck surgery, then, you don't want to have your top guy, your world champion, out on injury recovering from surgery. So like I said, I hate to say that he's going to be transitional champion because I don't like using that word. But my prediction is he's going to win. I think Mariah May is going to win the women's title. I think we're going to see a returning Jamie Hayter.
I think we're gonna see Darby Allin put Jack Perry in the coffin.
Okay.
I think that's, unless some shenanigans happens, because I mean that's Darby Allin's thing.
Right.
Mariah May, yeah. I think we're gonna see MJF retain. I do believe we're gonna see MJF retain.
I'm thinking Ospreay is going to pick up the win.
Think so?
Because they just debuted his AEW ringside collectibles exclusive rare or chase figures, like 1 of 3,000, just went live for pre-order this morning. So that could be a sign that
could be something.
They could have him win that. I don't know who's gonna win that
Battle Royal.
That Battle Royal gauntlet match for the number one contender, because I mean Darby Allin's already got it. He won it as well not too long ago, so he's got an AEW title shot. He's got his TNT title shot tomorrow, and so whoever essentially ever wins tomorrow will be, I guess you could say, the third in line for an AEW title match.
I think we're gonna see Hook go over Jericho and keep building Hook, and that'll be a big way to build him.
I think we're gonna see an expansion of the learning tree.
Yeah. Britt
there
Baker,
are rumors
Mercedes
that
Moné.
There are rumors that Ricochet may debut tomorrow during that
Oh,
he's
he's debuting tomorrow. Oh, without a
so?
shot of a doubt. Oh yeah. I will eat not. But he's definitely debuting tomorrow. Where else?
Would you say Britt Baker goes over Mercedes?
I didn't say that. I was gonna ask you who you thought.
I'm thinking
Moné.
Yeah, I'm thinking Mercedes Moné retains over Britt Baker.
Because of that whole situation, that may be, the old school punishment. You know what I'm saying?
Possibly.
I don't know if that's how they operate in AEW. Some say no.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, but no, I see Mercedes picking up the win over Britt Baker. Camille getting involved somehow, some way, obviously. Oh yeah, she's gonna smash. But I think after that, we're gonna see, because Hikaru Shida just gave a fire promo last night on Rampage. I think we're gonna start to see a more vicious version of Hikaru Shida, which I would love to see.
About time. Let's see what else they got.
We got that. It's a ladder. The 4-way ladder match. So we find out who our third trios team will be tonight on Collision. So, and I don't even know who's all in that match, but
I think the House of Black is gonna get that.
You think the House of Black is going to win? I would love to see
They
them
just
win.
re-signed, so that may be an indication.
Buddy Murphy just signed a brand new deal, brand new contract with AEW, so he's staying. Would definitely love to see the House of Black get those titles.
The Bucks, Acclaimed, or FTR.
And then that's the one that we got to find out who's going to be that fourth team. Tonight.
Oh, it says a 3-way tag. That's a 3-way tag. I think the fourth team is going to be the 4-way. Yeah, it's going to be the 4-way ladder match.
Yeah.
Wait, no, it says. Let's see.
Yeah, no. Tonight there's going to be one more trios. Or no, is that for the tag? For the tag titles.
Okay, because what I'm reading here, the trio is going to be the Patriarchy, the Bang Bang Gang, the House of Black.
And that's so we're going to find out. So there's going to be one more trios team.
The Blackpool Combat Club. That's 4. Unless this is a leak, like it's already happened.
It could be a leak. I mean,
then in the 3-way tag, it's going to be the Young Bucks, the Acclaimed, and FTR.
Right? No, there's that. So that one that you just named, BCC, that's got to be a leak. So. I read the spoilers, but I kind of do to see. I don't want to spoil it, but if it just did get spoiled, it
My
happens.
bad. My bad,
bro. The pay-per-view hasn't even started, dude. You can't be dropping spoilers. I mean,
I didn't know.
So yeah. So if BCC is in the match tonight,
Swerve and Danielson. Move on. Just move on.
We already talked about that. Yeah. So, anyways, those are our predictions.
Did we talk about Swerve and Danielson? Oh, we did. We did. Danielson
that was the very first one.
transitional. Okay, I was just reading down. Okay, yeah. So that's our predictions. Start off in the comments. Tell you what y'all predictions are. Well, no, because by the time this posted, it'll be long. You know what? I'm gonna post this tonight.
I gotta see if my wife has finished the thumbnail for for it.
Oh well, maybe Bob Moore. No rush. But yeah, let's try to get it tonight, or else this is not gonna matter at all.
I mean, it could.
Well, yeah. People be like, "Y'all were wrong," you know what I'm saying, or "Y'all were right."
So I'm gonna try to get Teresa to finish up the thumbnail tonight, so you can get this uploaded tomorrow morning to YouTube, and hopefully, we'll just blast it all over. Like, let me know as soon as it's uploaded, and we're just gonna blast it everywhere.
See if she can tonight, because I'll post it late tonight.
I'll try.
If no rush, I mean, I don't want to put y'all in no type of, you know what I'm saying? No rush or anything like that. If it's possible, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'll find her, because we're gonna go see a movie tonight here at 7:30, but we're not gonna be leaving for about another 2 hours, 2.5 hours maybe. So I'm gonna see if she could try to get the thumbnail done and ready to go, and then just send it to you, and we'll just get it uploaded.
I'll just drop it in there real quick.
Yeah, as soon as it's uploaded, just let us know. We'll blast it everywhere, so that way we can let people know, to whoever's ordering it, or even just read the results online. So our topic of discussion for next week's going to be a little bit difficult to get recording, because we're doing a toy show down in San Antonio Saturday, and then we're going to come home. We got to prep and get ready to go, because we're doing another one in San Antonio Sunday as well too. So
whatever you want to do, we could wait till Monday. I don't care. My job is slowed down a little bit, so
we'll get it figured out. But our topic of discussion for next week is going to be your favorite wrestling collectible. Say that for next week.
But another thing that we want to announce to you guys, we have another show coming out. It's going to be a shorter show, going to be focused on one topic, and we're going to ask questions about wrestlers, and we're going to have our why we believe or why we don't believe something about a certain wrestler. And I'm going to announce our first topic. Our first topic is Britt Baker a mean girl? So, there's a lot of evidence to where she is, but we're going to go through it all. But we want y'all to discuss that. And if y'all have any experiences with Britt Baker or know of anything about Britt Baker, let us know in the comments. And we will be premiering that after our next show, where we're going to record it after our next show. It's up in the air when we're going to actually drop it. So that's our first topic of a discussion. It's going to be a quick watch. So yeah. So that was our last topic with All In. So like, comment, subscribe. Come on, y'all get us some engagement. Let's jumpstart that dang algorithm. We need to get all up in that algorithm. We need to get on them for them suggestive pages. We need to be up there with what culture. We need to be up there with cultaholics. We want to be suggested just like they are. So, and we don't overanalyze shit. We're more about just the fun. I can't believe that dude on Cultaholics. He was dissecting the debut of the Wyatt Six. Like, why would they do such a? I was like, shut up! It was fun. It was fun and it was cool and it looked cool. What more do you need? Exactly. He was like, why wouldn't they be arrested? Because that's a murder.
Don't overanalyze everything. Wrestling is fun for everybody. Wrestling is for everybody. Watch the product. Enjoy
Just
it.
have fun.
Don't nitpick everything. If you have solid complaints about something, sure, we all have complaints about something, but don't go into the full like dissecting, trying to find ratios on.
Like this one guy was like, well, he was like, it takes me out of it, and I don't believe it because apparently they murdered him, so we witnessed a murdered him. Why wouldn't they have the cops there? I'm like, they were like, oh, it looked like what's Chad Gable got shot in the head. That's so dumb.
No, it didn't.
That was a blood. Have you ever seen Blood Force Drama, you moron? Trauma. That's what it looks like. I can see that you're from the UK because you never seen nothing like that before. You never actually seen a gunshot. Okay. I'm going off on a ramble. All right. Take us out, buddy.
For Dropkick Zombie, this is your boy SP saying East Side till we die, representing the West Coast out here in Texas. Until next week, until next time, we will see you then.
Good night, everybody.
We two loony guys catching eyes with our hype, talking pro wrestling, making all the fans unite. In the ring we swing like a rhyme-making machine with moves so mean, leaving opponents in a dream. You're rocking the mic, forward tight like a rat, them no cliche bull with the kings of the